Okay, this is the finished product of the wheel and hub. You can see that there's a hole in the middle of the hub, and the wheel is 2 inches in diameter, and the hub is about a half an inch tall, maybe a little less. We'll take a look at that later on. How do we start? The first thing you want to do is go down to the lower right where it says Edit Grid and click on Edit Grid. Make sure that the units read inches. If it's still in millimeters, just click on inches, and that changes it. Then change the width and the length to 5 inches each, and then click Update Grid. Next, over on the right side under Basic Shapes, pull in a cylinder. Use your right mouse key to rotate the screen around. Click the lower right corner, or you could click the lower left corner, and change the diameter to 2 inches, and then make sure you change the other one, otherwise you get an oval shape. 2 inches. And now you have a 2-inch diameter cylinder. Right now it's too tall, it's 1 inch tall. We'd like to bring that down to 1/4 of an inch. So click on that white dot in the center there. Right now it's 1 inch, so click on that and type in 0.25 inches. And that didn't take, so let's do that again. 0, hello. Come on, computer. Okay, it's not taking. I don't know why. .25 inches. That brings the wheel size down to 2 inches in diameter, 1/4 inch thick. Next, bring in another cylinder. Size this cylinder to 1/2 an inch, so 0.5 inches, 0.5 inches. And right now it's very tall. Click on that white dot that gives you the height. Come on, computer. My computer is very slow today. And then type in, come on now, type in 1/2 an inch. Now you have a hub 1/2 an inch tall that we're going to attach to our wheel. Now, before you attach it, you can click back on the main wheel, click in that shape box, click the down arrow, and then you'll notice the number of sides is only 20. If you want to make a very round wheel, you can boost that all the way up, and that'll make your wheel much more round. Thus, it will roll more smoothly. You can collapse that. Drag your small cylinder over to the large cylinder. Now we need to center it. So you highlight the two objects, and you'll notice in the drop-down screen, the pop-up screen, it says two shapes were selected. That's good. That means you selected both of them. Press the Align button, click on that, and then click the two center black dots, and that will align the small hub to the larger wheel. Click off of that. Now you're going to want to click on that hub and just sink it down into the wheel by using the black cone. So you grab the cone and then just drop it down a little bit. Now notice I have the snap grid set to off. That just makes your life easier when you're trying to make small movements with the objects. So now the two are aligned. Now we have to drill a hole in the center of both of them. So drag in a cylinder hole which has that gray and white stripes. So now we need to make the axle hole, and we know the axle is approximately 1/8 of an inch, which in decimal is 0.125. We're going to make it slightly smaller than that. We're going to make it 0.12 inches. You have to do the other side. Now the axle hole is 0.12 inches in diameter. Drag it over somewhere near the center, but you're going to align it again. You also want to slide that down a little bit. My computer's glitching out. Come on, computer. Okay, there we go. So now you want to drop that down a little bit so the hole goes all the way through. But notice nothing is centered yet. So once again, select those objects. Notice 3 objects were selected. Align them again. Now the hole is in the middle. Now to actually create the hole, you have to group them. So go up here to where it says group. Click on that. Give it a minute. And now it's grouped. And if you look at it, you will now have a hole through. You now have a hole through the center of the hub. There's the hole. Now, if you want to do some fancy items, you can lighten the wheel, because remember, weight is a significant issue with a simple balloon car. Balloons do not have that much force. So you can create a lighter wheel by carving out some of the solid material that you don't need. So here is where making an oval might help. So I just made an oval. I'm going to rotate that oval 90 degrees. Actually, no, I'm not going to rotate it. I'm going to leave it just the way it is. I'm going to duplicate it. So I'm going to select it. If you go up here, you'll see the duplicate button. Press that, and now you have two of them. I can put that on the wheel. Come on, computer. And then I'm going to align these. First, I'm going to drop them down a bit. Except my computer is not cooperating. Come on, computer. There we go. So I'm going to drop that down a little bit, make sure it goes all the way through. Click on the other one, drop that one down a little bit. So now they're going through the wheel. You can see that they're extending below. Now select everything, press your align button. Wait a second, I'm gonna not do that. I'm gonna select the wheel first. Hold down your shift key. Hold down the shift key, then select the two holes. And of course my computer is going very slow. And notice 3 objects are selected. Now click the align button and click the centering button. And now they're aligned that way. Click anywhere off the picture. Highlight the 2 objects again, and now group them. And now you've got a much lighter wheel. My computer is incredibly slow right now. I don't know why. So now the wheel is much, much lighter. And you can add more holes. You can use boxes. You can use different shapes. That's up to you. I'm going to rotate this so I can look at the other side, the outside of the wheel. So I plug in 180 degrees, wait for the computer to catch up, and you can see that it's been rotated. I'm going to bring in some text. So I'm going to drag in a text box. I'm going to shrink the text down significantly. I'm going to open up that pop-up window I'm going to type in what I want to type in. If my computer cooperates. I'm going to shrink it down even more. I'm going to drag it onto my wheel. Notice it's going underneath, so I have to raise it up. Come on, computer. Oh my Lord, this is so slow. So use your cone, raise it up. And now you can use your arrow keys if the computer cooperates. Now it's moving slowly because I have the snap grid on off. So I'm going to change the snap grid to 1/8 inch just to move things faster. See how it jumps? Raise it up some more. And I'm going to shrink that height a little bit because I don't need it to be that tall. Make it 1/8 of an inch. Raise it up till it just peeks through. Slide it over. Now I'm going to rotate that because it's hitting the middle. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees. And now I can zoom in and position it a little bit better. Once again, reduce your snap grid down. And you can move it little by little. Click on it. And then you can move it little by little. So it's up to you. You can play with the snap grid to see what you like. Let's try 1/32 of an inch. Yeah, it's a little bit easier to move. It's still jumpy, but it moves. And now you can see that I have my wheel. I know whose it is now. It's my wheel. And boy, this computer is really slow. And there it is. There's your wheel and hub. 2 inches in diameter, 1/4 inch thick, with your name on it. This ends the Screencastify for Tinkercad balloon car wheel.